Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3.
Start tripping, now I'm blue. Mega Man, I can't win for losing cause I got too many haters, man. Used to be the paper boy, grew up now I'm Mega Man. Player 1, player 2, show your ass what players do. Up, down, left, right, hit 'em with a strong attack. Yeah, I smoke the strongest back. Tell me what is wrong with that. No coins in the laundromat, you can't help but honor that. Jam man, Mega Man, more games than the Sega man. All I smoke is chronic, run my coins just like I'm Sonic. From the hood, I speak Ebonics. That in economics, shorty, we can link like Zelda. Die broke, then you a failure. Stack your money up like Tetris. I don't know what else to tell you. Over here, everybody got a gun. My life is golden now. You wanna know why niggas die? Nigga, I just told you. I told the bitch we need to take a break cause she a space invader. Niggas do not know the game. Why? Cause they player haters. I'm a boss jam, man. I call me Dr. Egg, man. My money stretched like jogging bands. Rubber bands and headbands. Hopped up out that water. Niggas trying to sink my battleship. Cause they bitch and bust open like a bag of chips. NBA jam, man. Bitch, I'm ballin'. Just learned a new move, I just don't know what to call it, man. I swear I lost my man, I had to snap back to reality. I ain't sparing nobody. Finish a fatality. Bitch, start tripping, now I'm blue. Mega Man, I can't win for losing cause I got too many haters, man. Used to be the paper boy, grew up now I'm Mega Man. Player 1, player 2, show your ass what players do. Up, down, left, right, hit 'em with a strong attack. Yeah, I smoke the strongest back. Tell me what is wrong with that. No coins in the laundromat, you can't help but honor that. Jam man, Mega Man, more games than the Sega man. Jam man, Mega Man, more games than the Sega man. I am the great Saiyan man. You better stop playing, man. This game can be difficult. Depends on how you play it.
Can you hear me? Hello? I had, huh? Oh, okay.
Test, test. 1, 2, 3. Angle 2. Number 3. Number 4. All right, oops, my mic is actually on. Hold on. All right. Good evening, everybody. You are watching Talk Live Philadelphia right now, broadcasting live and direct from our beautiful studios near Philadelphia International Airport. We're about 5 minutes from the airport in the beautiful Pascoville section. Today, as always, we have on video and on the line, we have Mr. Van Stone. Van, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right, brother. All right, yeah. You're looking nice and clear. You're looking good.
Can you turn that down?
Yes, turn down.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so.
All right.
Hold on. Let me go to a one shot of me first. Say hi to everybody. Here we go. Okay.
I see you.
Well, remember we're on the slight delay. So
okay.
Anyway,
gotcha.
this week, as always, we are practicing our social distancing. So we usually do the show. We love doing the show in the studio where we have our esteemed panel. But unfortunately, the way things are right now, and as also with our schedules, we have to do everything through our conferencing. So I would like to give a shout out, actually, before we even start. I would like to give a shout out to, we got Mr. Carmen, and he's out there watching. Hey, Carmen, how you doing today? So anyway, what I had posted earlier, we have a special announcement coming up regarding a music group that we're going to be playing. And we have a show from this music group that will be starting to play on Philly Funk Radio and Philly Funk TV beginning next week. So I'm going to go to Van, and I'm going to let him open everything up. Van.
All right. Good. Meanwhile, you can mute some people. They're coming in noisy, so I don't know what it is. Guys, if you're coming in, you either have to be quiet or however. Somebody's making a lot of noise there. So you have to check. We got two other people here with us.
I know. I'm going to try to take care of that now.
Oh, okay. Meanwhile, welcome everyone. This is Van Stone, of course. I'm your host, and we're here, WBSR 1360, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. If I said that already, and this is Talk Live with Van Stone. So we're going to have a short segment of that, just to let you know, in case you've been following us. We reduced things from an hour for the Talk Live with Van Stone to a short segment, 10 minutes or a little more. Just, we have to see if it gets interesting, it gets good. Hopefully it'll get good to you. So we're going to be waiting for some of our other hosts. I assume some are here. I really don't know who it is. So as they come in, we can just, welcome the whole team. Our regular team is Antoinette, of course.
Antoinette's actually on the line. Hi, Antoinette. How you doing?
I'm here.
Hey, what's going on tonight?
I'm good, guys.
And we also have on the line, Mr. Hard Rock Hamilton from Soul City Wrestling. Hard Rock, how you doing tonight?
Okay, how's everybody?
Everybody's doing excellent. Okay, back to you, Van.
All right. Oh, great. So we've got part of the team here. So we have Hard Rock from Soul City Sports with us, and that is our California voice. We're looking for more voices representing from New York. Kasim Turpin is not here at the moment. David Anthony is not here at the moment. West Philly, Southwest Philadelphia. Warren Bloom is not here. Bloom Report. parts in between West Philly and down the bottom. So if you're not familiar with Philadelphia, we have these love names for our neighborhoods and our community that's been around for a long time in Black Philadelphia. So I said that I was going to talk to you guys always about health, finance, and consumers. So I'm not going to go into the finance and the consumer part. I think today we really need to stick on the health part. And I think the panel, our team, will agree with the issue dealing with health, especially right now, because the weather is changing here in our area, but in other neighborhoods, the weather is going as high as 100 degrees. But even though the weather is changing, unfortunately, it's not changing the behaviors of people. So that's why I want to bring up the health issue right now, because the COVID-19 can cause some mental situations. Normally, in the Black community, believe it or not, mental health is not a high level. So I just wanted to give you that fact. It's not a high level. But if you're talking about social issues and you're talking about racism and other things, then when it comes to the mental health issue in the Black community, it is explosive, the highest level. But because of the COVID-19, for quite some time, mental health in the Black community has been pretty low on the low scale. Unfortunately, though, because of the fact that now with the stay at home, it's going to really cause some problems because people are not used to being confined. And even though we have hobbies and things like that, most of the time, at least speaking for our positive neighbors, they usually have a backyard or a front yard. So here's what's happening. Just in case you've been watching our program or talking to a few people and you're wondering, am I the only one that feel this way? No, you're not. Because if you have neighbors who are not positive neighbors, that's a problem. And it becomes a health problem because you may be in the backyard with your kids now. This should be a great place. The weather is turning nice. But what if you have a negative neighbor? And so now you don't feel safe with the kids because the negative neighbor comes out, and instead of them greeting you nicely, hi neighbor, how you doing, shouting, things like that, they get to frown, make frowns and things at you, and your kids, may be a little nervous. So, unfortunately too, you have selective neighbors where the bad neighbor will break their neck to speak to a different neighbor. And that neighbor who doesn't want to speak to the bad neighbor, that's a good reason why. They try to ignore him. So how you doing? So finally they get the attention, and you have no choice but to speak to this person because you just never know what the people are going to do. So that's the problem. When you're confined like that, even if you have separate housing or you have condensed housing, it's really difficult in the urban community. So right now, I don't have any suggestions for you, but normally we will try to give you some solutions to what's going on in your community. And also, let me just mention this. No, you're not crazy. A lot of times, if you go out on the front and your neighborhood is condensed, so you might try to beautify your neighborhood. You might try to paint it this color, put out certain flowers, beautiful decorations. You may do a lot to your front porch where you put nice seating out and all kind of things. And then you may have a bad neighbor who may come along after all your hard work and destroy everything you do. Throw paint on your stuff, throw dirt, throw eggs. I mean, it happens. Or you have a bad neighbor who wants to compete against you. So all of a sudden they're getting, stuff and they're trying to compete, and then they start arguments with you as if it's your fault because you've been beautified in what you've been doing. So we know you're not the only one. So we just want to let you know here at WBSR and Philly Farm Radio, we do love you, and we're going to try to help you come up with some stuff for you. So I want to throw it back to you, Jerry, and the rest of the team. Antoinette, I think Antoinette probably can jump in on that part right there.
Yeah, I believe too there's a lot of stressful outbreaks due to COVID-19. A lot of the times you have a lot of people in the community, they have fear and worry about their own health issues, and also loved ones that they cannot see at this time. They have to keep their social distance, especially for the elderly and people that's living in like the nursing homes and things of that nature. You have a lot of stressful outbreaks too, in reference to like changes in your sleeping, your eating patterns, difficult sleeping and concentration. You know what I mean? So it's, to me, you have to make sure that you have a balance. To me, you have to have a balance. Like during the middle of the day, yes, that's all we hear about is COVID-19. Turn on something positive. Relieve yourself from the stress, because right now we all dealing with a lot of anxiety issues, even if we say that we're not. And I believe the less that you can, avoid hearing all of the negative, turn it off and switch on the positive.
Well,
All
like I
right,
said,
all right.
my concern, and we discussed this when we did the radio show, but never on a television show. I remember saying before, which is true, which I still believe today. My concern are for the people that have mental health and addiction issues that are isolated now and that really don't have anybody that they could talk to, fall back on, people that are single. I myself am single, but fortunately, I do have a good support system with my mother, my father, and of course, the team that we have here I could always rely on. But like I said, my concern is the people that, like I said, have those issues that may be bipolar, that may have some other things going on, depression and so forth. Antoinette or Van, is there anything you want to say about that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think in reference to our mental health, there are mental health resources that people can seek out, where you can take care of some of those issues, even if it's by phone, or what they call is they call it the telemedicine, I believe, where you can actually talk to a therapist now, through your cell phone, because of the social distancing. So you have to look for your resources, to take care of your needs.
I wanted to throw it back to Hard Rock because out there, Hard Rock, you guys got swimming pools and things like that. So what's it like out there dealing with your neighbor and the situation
Well,
you're talking about?
well, first of all, I'd like to say, Antoinette, you after my heart. I mean, you're one of the most pleasant. I've never met you before, but the short conversations that we have on this radio show, you're one of the most pleasant persons that I've ever talked to, and everything comes out of your mouth is in a positive way, and I love it. And I'm gonna agree with you. But the way I deal with it, like I have two grandsons out here, and they keep me going. But yes, I get depressed a lot. I'm living out here. I'm living pretty good, and the surrounding area. I mean, these people where I live at, they're taking heed to what the government is saying, the law is saying. Stay in, limit your socialization with other people, and it seems to be working in the area where I'm at. But yes, what about the homeless people and the people that don't have anybody? No family or no grandsons or no sisters or brothers that are sitting
Yes.
somewhere in a room that they rent, and
Yes.
you get depressed because I get depressed. I'm telling you, like I have a lot to do,
Sure.
but and I'm not one that goes out and try to socialize. I mean, the bar life, the hanging out. I mean, I'm 60 years old. You know what I mean? So I've been there and partied and had a good time. So I really like being by myself. I like being with my grandchildren. I like looking around and feeling blessed for what I have to wake up to every day, just life itself. But I tell you, I really feel bad for the people that don't have any type of communication with someone that can take their mind away from the depression, because a lot of people are jumping out. Just people I just heard on the radio today, They got people jumping out of windows, doctors and stuff, because there's not enough things for them to do to protect them from this stuff, and they're dying. You know,
Wow.
so I don't have an answer for it, but I'll tell you one thing: there are people out there, just like you and you know, you three that said about the depression and all of that, and I don't know the answer for it. If that's what you're asking me.
Well, if I could just say something, you know, I used to work for a mental health facility, a couple of them, matter of fact. And when it's a crisis during this time, usually it depends. Every circumstances is different, but it depends on the individual. If they have a therapist, usually that therapist or whoever that clinician is, they usually have a 24-hour line for them to call, or that therapist may have a cell phone that's just due for emergency calls. I used to see it day to day, in and out. So, like, people have to actually reach out, and the most important thing, people have to check on their neighbors, especially the elderly. I went to the store the other day, just for an example, and I checked with a couple elderly people on my block that I knew that needed a few things that couldn't get to the store. So just give me a list, you know, hand it to me at, you know, stay in your door. I'll come on your porch and pick it up. And that's what I did, just to make sure a couple people I know that, you know, on my block is, you know, is okay.
Okay. We're going to take a break. And actually, this is a good break. This is the announcement that I wanted to make. We have a new show that will be premiering on both Philly Funk Radio and Philly Funk TV. There is a funk band out of Atlanta, Georgia, husband and wife band called the APX. They're famous for the song Right on Time, and they have a show coming on called the APX Playhouse, and that will be coming on right here on Philly Funk Radio and Philly Funk TV. So what we're going to do now is we're going to give you a little taste of who the APX is. You got the two band members, husband and wife, Erica Dawn Rhodes, and of course D Rhodes. And we're going to play their video right now. The video is called Right on Time, if I do this correctly. And we'll be right back right here on Philly Funk Radio.
Do you think you are falling from the sky, Daddy?
What up, Funk Bots? Welcome to the APX Playhouse.
With D&E
We're going to be talking music,
and all things D&E.
relationships.
See you guys soon. And
Stay funky.
Come into my house. Come into my house.
Yeah, that is the APX Playhouse, and that will be coming up starting next week right here on Philly Funk Radio. We're actually going to debut that after next week's show. So make sure you stay tuned for that. That will be again broadcast both on Philly Funk Radio and right here on Facebook and YouTube. So we are back right now with the Talk Live show, and we're going to go back to our esteemed panel. Van.
Okay, well, I feel like I'm baby Donnie Simpson. So we're bringing back the music video, MTV, and Donnie Simpson. This is your host, Van Stone from Philadelphia, WBSR 1360. And I'm here with my co-host, Antoinette. Also, Hard Rock Hamilton, representing, of course, SCW, Soul City Wrestling and Soul City Sports. And so we're excited because this really sounds great. You know, some of the things we want to add just to keep people busy and keeping them on the positive side. This just shows what we're willing to do, you know, to come out our way. Also, just in case you're not aware, we are a nonprofit. We should let you know that too. So you can always go online and go to Jerry Wilson Facebook page. You can go to Power WBSR YouTube channel and WPMRBB. All right, take it away. That's my phone. Take it away, Jerry.
Okay. Anyway, let me mute you real quick. So anyway, Antoinette,
Yeah.
what did you see the music video we just played?
Oh yeah, it was very nice. Very nice. Loved
Yeah,
it.
those two are very talented. Can you believe they actually met while pursuing their music careers and they ended up getting married?
Oh, that's awesome.
So
That-
yeah,
that's
hopefully we'll be able to, in addition to some of the other interviews we're trying to set up, hopefully we could get an interview with the APX as well. I would also like to give a shout out right now to another professional singer out there, Miss Patrice Hawthorne, formerly of the group Peaches and Herb. She is actually out there watching us right now. So everybody say hi to Miss Hawthorne.
Hi, Patrice. Hi, Patrice. I know Patrice.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay. So
I do.
yeah. So
Yeah, I know
hopefully-
Patrice.
So good. What I'm going to do is when we schedule the interview, I'm going to see if you could do the interview.
Oh yeah, she's done a couple shows with me in the past.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I would also like to give a shout out to DJ Yam Butler. And check this out, guys. Yam Butler is all the way out in Paris, France. And he is checking us out right now from Paris.
Awesome.
So his show, he has a show that actually runs on Philly Funk Radio called Back to the Funk. And that airs every once in a while right here. We're going to start running some of the old episodes and some of the old shows. So anyway, does anybody have another topic that they want to get to?
Well,
I
I
do.
do. I'd like to say, hey, don't forget to tell the people out there to chime in at least 2 to 3 times a week when Hard Rock and his grandson's on there with their little workout that they do. That I just got permission for them to be able to wear their gi outfit. Okay, I had to get permission because they have the logo All-Star Martial Arts, and their master said it's perfectly fine for them to do that. So at times we're going to be out by the pool, we're going to be out in front of the house, we're going to be in the garage, you know, and they're just going to have a little workout segment to show the kids out there what you can do when you're at home being bored.
That's awesome, Hard Rock. That is great.
Where you at, Jerry?
Where am I?
Can you guys hear me?
Yo, I can hear you, Sam.
Oh, okay. So I'm back on. I'm back on, Jerry.
Yes, you are. You never left.
Well, you had to mute me.
No, I didn't have to mute you. Everyone
My
else. muted
phone.
you, but you're back on. So
My-
what's going on?
My phone was messed up.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
so,
yeah.
No problem, no problem. I was on a good behavior. I made sure just in case. So, also with that, I just have some real positive information. For a long time, at the Philadelphia Front Page News and the Van Stone Production Foundation, we've been publishing as a nonprofit for a very long time. Actually, over 20 years. It took us a long time just to get to this point with digital technology, but now one of my favorites, what I've been working on for a long time, is a new magazine, which is mainly a cover. And we try to explain this to people. It doesn't take that much for you to get a story. You might think you have to do a lot of writing. That's not true. You might think you have to get a lot of fancy photographs. That's not true. Not a lot of makeup, not a lot of fanfare. And this particular magazine, which is called Black Geographic, that's what it's about. It's about all things geography, dealing with the history of black people everywhere. So I'm really excited about that because mainly when you look at the Geographic magazine, which has been around for quite a long time, you see just a picture tells the story from the little girl who basically is a black girl, but she's from Afghanistan and she has green eyes. You may have seen that cover. To the people who are going underwater, deep diving and things like that, exploration underneath, in the waters, or going to Egypt and just looking at the different pyramids and different things and learning about, more than just the pharaohs, or China, where it was a great discovery, by archaeologists that for a long time people did not discuss that people from out of Africa actually went all the way into China. And then China later on became China with the dynasties. So, and then here, of course, my favorite, my people, Native Americans, and how there's just so much to explore. And it just continues on and on. Also, with Black Geographic, you talk about animals, you talk about traveling, you talk about music. We're adding a little different feature to it because it's just so much and it's too much that we just have to include everyone so that you understand the importance of understanding geography and our people, which we've done so many different things as the originators and how our story is rarely told. So, even from our artists today, even from whether you're painting or you're a songwriter or you're just a dancer, the Black Geographic should be explosive. And it also covers in all fairness. I just dropped 2 covers, by the way, so if you really want to see what we have, you can go to the Philadelphia Front Page News. You can just Google that and find the many magazines that we have in newspapers online, fpn.org. It's just fantastic of the covers. We try to take all of the beauty of our people instead of the negativity and the division and the interference. We try to bring you what is really accurate, which is real simple. Just looking at a picture, you can tell that person looks something like me, which is so important. From recently we just dropped out the images of 3 beautiful Muslim women, all smiling and happy. And you compare that to regardless of where you're from, then the whole ideal is to make you want to know more and not feel like it's not important. And that's just a long-time problem. It's a long-time problem, especially now when we're on COVID-19. You can, take your cell phone and be anywhere, and you can go to our front page, or you can go and Google search Black Geographic and just say, I wonder whose picture is on the cover this time. So from Colombia, we're going to be running the amazing, beautiful people who are our people, from all over the world, from Colombia. And Colombia is just so many parts of Colombia. It's amazing. Where you still have indigenous people who are still living in the rural right now. They're still following all the traditions with the beauty of the paints and stuff. And what's amazing is how you have the urban community still communicating with the families who live in the rural, and how they actually understand one another. That's amazing, to just learn the languages and see how they interact and share, with the kids, to the adults, and things like that. But just not Colombia. I mean, it's just so exciting because, for years, since I started my magazine project, Vanstone Black Women Models, dealing with models, not just women, but men and children, I've gotten to meet via the internet so many people who are professionals who've been longing to communicate with where we are in America. And in most places, if you go outside of America, you will be surprised. There's no such thing as this interference and this division. I'm this culture, I'm that culture. Everywhere you go, you see people just really embracing one another and really realizing that we're the same. We're part of the same family. So because of media, you don't really get to see those type of things. So hopefully with the pictures that I'm going to introduce, I probably will run a lot more of that. I'm going to get back into what I love to do. I'm always on projects, constantly helping so many people create their thing. And then you know how it is, and then you can't really get across what you've been working on. So Black Geographic, look for it, and you'd be surprised who's going to be on the cover. It could be just a child. Every picture tells a story. You have to figure it out. What is the purpose of this? And by the way, since we only have a few more minutes, I just have to say this because many of us here on our team, we are noticing really high traffic of so much negativity, especially against our community. And it's like, it's not strange. I know what it's about. But a lot of us are getting so confused because you have so much negativity trying to force us to deny ourselves. So if you, find anything positive, you the viewer and the listener, that you think is not getting enough media attention, you can just go to our link, you can register, and we will consider your information. And also, if you feel like you belong on the cover, you have the opportunity to do that as well. We will consider your information. And hopefully we'll get as many people who feel that they will be able to contribute. So that's what I wanted to share, Jerry.
All right, I have one last topic, and then we're about to go. I want one last topic, and I want to get everybody's opinion. Everything is a lot of states right now are in the process where they say that they're starting to open things back up. There's a couple of states and a couple of places like Florida, and I think some places in California where they're actually going to start opening back up the department stores. They're going to start trying to open up the malls, of course, with social distancing guidelines. And I wanted to get you guys' opinion about that. Do you think it's too soon? How do you think everything is going to be? Like, do you think people will even go now? So does anybody have an opinion about that?
Well, this is Antoinette. I think it's too soon. I think it's going to eventually backfire on all of us. And I actually think, like, they know what markets to target. Like, they know a lot of people's going to want to go get their hair done, go get them nails done. Don't fall for it. I would actually wait until this pandemic is over. It's not worth it. That's my opinion.
I'll let Skip go. I'm sorry, Hard Rock go. Go ahead, Hard Rock.
Yeah, I agree with Antoinette. But I'm going back to the subject that we were talking about when you was off the phone. Because you told me to call into Jerry for me and Jerry to hook up, and I don't think Jerry heard me. But can I get a commitment, Jerry, from you, like at least 3 times a week to have these guys ready to do their thing?
Yeah, that's fine. We'll talk off the air.
Okay. All right. Good.
All right. Well, then,
I'm like this here, like what Antoinette said. I mean, these people are getting out in the streets and they're using this pandemic to bring swastikas and all that stuff out and their guns. You know what? It was a funny cartoon on the internet the other day. A brother laying down in handcuffs, and you got these racist people walking with their guns, and the cops letting them go, and the brother's laying down in handcuffs. Now, if a brother had like the Panthers did back in the early 70s, with Huey P. Newton and them, they came out, they had their guns and stuff like that. You know, they threatened a lot, but they didn't lock nobody up because it's right to have the firearm. But why do they take a situation like this to hype people up? You got to listen to the scientists on this. I'm not going to listen to you. You play basketball, or you play football, or you are artists. I'm not listening to you. I'm listening to the guys who went to school for this with the degrees and letting us know when to come back up. I think it's all about an election, and that's it. You know, that's what I think it is, and I don't agree with it. What gives you the right to kill my people?
yeah. So I'm gonna just make my opinion on that. I'm gonna be brief. Well, I just think it's just bad timing, and it's not a good thing. It's not going to be safe. So we should just continue to buckle down and get adjusted to staying at home, you know, and try to avoid getting caught up in the frenzy to just go back out. You know, that's my short opinion on that.
Okay. All right. Well, we're about to wrap up, but we're gonna play one last thing from the group, the APX, going out. But I just want to ask if anyone has anything in closing. Van.
No, I just stick with us and stay positive and look for our next time that we're on the air. Power WBSR. Thank you so much. We're on my team.
Antoinette, anything any
Awesome.
closing statements? I mean, any closing thoughts? Sorry.
Yeah,
I sound like a lawyer. Sorry.
sure.
Closing
Just
argument.
for it's okay. For everyone on the team, just stay safe and make sure you do your social distancing and washing those hands and surfaces. You guys take care.
Hard Rock. Anything you like to say in closing?
Yes. Listen to the people that are the scientists. Stay home, people. Look out for other people. Like Como says, stay home. You don't have a right to endanger me, my family, or any people that I don't know. Stay home. Listen to these people. We can party later. God bless.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. We're going to go out. Thank you for everybody for watching this edition of Talk Live with Van Stone and, of course, Antoinette and Skip. We're going to close out right now with a little short from the group, the APX. They actually did a remix of one of my favorite songs by an artist named Miss Evelyn Champagne King. She had a song that was released back in 1984 called I'm in Love. And the APX actually did a remix, and I encourage you to go check it out. And you could actually buy the APX music if you go to the APX's website, and you can look them up on social media. So we're gonna get out of here, but we're gonna go to this. We're gonna go to this song real quick. Let me see. Right here on Philly Funk Radio and Philly Funk TV, broadcasting live and local from the beautiful city of Philadelphia, PA. Have a good evening, everybody.